Welcome to the Green Wisdom Health Podcast with Dr. Stephen and Janet Lewis, where you will learn about natural solutions to common ailments. And now, here are your hosts, Dr. Stephen and Janet Lewis.
Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of the Green Wisdom Health Show. I'm Janet Lewis.
And I'm Dr. Lewis.
And we are excited that you're listening to our podcast because we've got a very exciting show for you. We are going to talk to you today about hormone and weight loss. And I know you're going, how does that go together? Because I can just get a quick shot and we'll be done here with weight loss. But actually, there's a little bit more to it, right, Dr. Lewis?
Well, I think so. There's ways to do it that are much healthier than others.
Right. And so there's many aspects of it that you may not understand. Dr. Lewis has got a book about it called the Hormone Weight Loss Nutrition Plan. Part of it is nutrient-based eating, teaching you what foods to put together that make your hormones more balanced, help you with weight loss. And then the other part is lab work, and there's some very different panels than what we used to run for our regular blood work. Is specific to weight loss, and I want Dr. Lewis to explain a little bit of that today. And then we're also going to talk about different ways you can achieve it, because we've got several ways now to go about losing weight. So we got a very jam-packed show. So hang on, we are going to help you drop the pounds. So, first off, we know that the 4-step hormone weight loss to nutrition is you've got to get your appetite under control, right, Dr. Lewis?
Absolutely.
So people need to know how to quit eating wrong things or lots of things.
Yeah.
Or
some of it's quality, some of it's quantity.
Yeah, or some can eat really good things but eat too many things of that. So so part of that's about learning to be balanced. About fat storage release. People may not know about fat storage release, that's actually one of the 4 steps. But your body sometimes hangs on to fat because it doesn't want to let go. So we're going to help you figure that out. Also, fat detoxification. We have people that will start to lose weight and then they get weird symptoms like constipation and that kind of thing because they're letting go of toxic things that are in the fat. And then how to burn fat, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. So there are some weight loss hormones that need to be looked at as part of the issue, which I would like Dr. Lewis to explain some of these. Some of you probably have never heard of this and think, what does this have to do with losing weight? I can tell you it's all very intricately related to each other, and just going to the gym and doing that kind of stuff doesn't work for a lot of people. So you've got to balance some of these hormones. So Dr. Lewis, could you tell us what, like one of the hormones that I thought was, what is this and what does it have to do with anything, is leptin. Could you explain leptin a little bit and what it does and why people can't lose weight because of it?
Yeah, we have a habit of taking the people that have tried weight loss systems that, for whatever reason didn't work, and we tried to address the small overlooked things. So leptin is the satiety hormone. I like saying that word satiety. It means you're satiated, and it's synthesized by something called adipocytes, which is fat cells, and it signals the brain that you're full, and that's why it's very important to eat more slowly. And as they taught us as kids, chew your food X amount of times, and it means you eat less in 20 minutes because it's sending the leptin hormone to your brain. So overweight or obese people have an unusually high level of leptin stored in their body, their fat tissue, but the cells don't respond, and it's leptin resistance. You've heard me talk about insulin resistance. Well, that's really related.
Okay, so basically for the lay person out there, leptin is about satiety. Is that what you said?
Satiety.
Satiety means feeling like they're full after they've eaten, where they don't.
Yeah, I'm satisfied.
Because people eat too fast sometimes, so it makes them feel like they're not.
Yeah, they get in 3 times more calories because they didn't eat slowly and let that hormone, balance itself between the gut and the brain.
Ah, I see. Okay. So is there something you can give somebody to help them slow it down, or they just need to slow it down?
Fiber's the best thing. And, there are some fibers that are much, much more effective than others. They're not all the same. And those people who have listened to me know that I'm somewhere between a smart aleck and worse, because I say things in a manner where you'll always remember it. And Janet just has a look of horror or shame on her face, and it's like, people say, "But I'm losing weight." It's like, well, I know I've got a friend that lost weight by snorting coke, and they say, "Okay, weight loss is not the main goal. It needs to be done in a healthy manner." And so, I'll say things in that manner, or people say, "But I'm getting enough protein." I said, protein's a broad subject. Snake venom is a protein. That doesn't mean it's necessarily good for you. Gluten is a protein, and it's getting worse and worse issue in our society. And that's one of the things we help clean up, because it makes your guts inflamed. So just because it's protein doesn't necessarily mean it's good. Just because it's weight loss, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a healthy weight loss. We want to achieve this in a healthy way that not only helps your physical body, but helps your spiritual and mental body as well.
Well, I know a lot of people, when they come in to see us, they always tell us they think it's their thyroid. Everyone thinks it's their thyroid, and that's why they can't lose weight. And sometimes it is your thyroid, but there's many other factors, because, you're looking at, Dr. Lewis is looking at 10 different weight loss hormones here. It's not just thyroid. So I think it's very interesting that there's other pieces to it. It's not just about balancing thyroid, right?
Yeah, the thyroid's important, and the thyroid is definitely part of the equation, but that equation has many other parts in it, and we try to put it together, and that's why we take people from other weight loss systems, the ones that are failures. Other weight loss systems can help you, but if you failed, then hey, this is it, because it's more all-inclusive, and we try to make it very simple.
Right, and I know a lot of people are doing the popular shot now to lose this weight, and most are achieving it. But long term, what is the outcome of that? None of us know yet, because it's kind of new, and it's for diabetics specifically.
In my past, I knew a person, and many people actually, but I knew one person in particular. This was before Janet, that would go get the Fen, and she'd lose weight like crazy and look good like she used to. But it made her meaner than a box of rattlesnakes that you just kicked at a 4th of July picnic. Mean, mean, mean. Oh, my God, she didn't need any encouragement to be mean. But she lost weight. Was it healthy? No, not even close.
Right, because we've had some people, we have weight loss packages, and we've had many people doing it now with great success.
Yes.
And it's very interesting to see the health that is now in their faces, the light they have.
Yeah, their mental health and their spiritual peace. And God knows we need a little peace in this world today. And this is helping people achieve that.
Right. It just looks so different when you learn how to eat the right way, the nutrient-based eating. You've done the lab work, you've balanced the hormones. It's a whole system altogether, and it's like the person just comes to life. And we see the people that come in from having the quick shot way, and they're very emaciated looking. It's like the life's been sucked right out of them somehow. They're thin.
And their energy too, usually.
Right, but it's like they're missing all of their nutrients or something, and I don't even know that yet, because it's, we haven't got to see the lab work
like
yet.
that old Jerry Reed song, I think it was, "Why didn't I just learn how to cook?"
Right, so
we teach you that.
Right, and the way we do it, it's slower, but it stays off, and it's not just something you have to keep getting medication for. So, and hopefully, you learn how to change your behavior, your habits, why it's happening, you'll know what's wrong so that in the future you can fix those things. But, we've talked about thyroid. Cortisol, a lot of people are stressed so they don't lose weight. We've got people that are doing the weight loss program, and at night they're trying to eat in the middle of the night. They're eating right before they go to bed. They're stress eating, and they're usually eating the wrong things. So when we look at lab work, we're looking at your cortisol to see, is your stress level off the chart? Has it been off the chart and you didn't do anything about it, so it dropped really, really low and your adrenals are blown? So you're trying to eat things like salty things and caffeine and stuff like that, trying to build yourself up, and you're gaining weight. Now, one of them we don't know about, Dr. Lewis, is ghrelin. Could you tell us what the importance of ghrelin is in a weight loss hormone?
Yeah, when your stomach empties the food into the intestines, and you have to have good liver function and gallbladder function. If you don't have a gallbladder, you definitely need us. But the ghrelin hormones, they're produced by special cells in the gut itself. And then the ghrelin will travel to the brain with the blood circulation that would initiate the feelings of hunger. So, the big primary role is it makes you grab some food. Well, when the ghrelin is secreted by the upper parts of the stomach, that's why the bariatric surgeries reduce the level of these hormones. So let me go back for just a minute. This is not about weight loss. This is that's your major goal. My whole family's been struggling with weight loss since I was a tiny kid, and that was 1,000,000 years ago. But it goes deeper than this, and I made some notes just to tell you how all-encompassing this is. These are notes from different research articles. Selenium helps eye problems when people have an overly active thyroid gland, which would be Graves' disease. Why is that? Well, it's because age-related eye disorders are not because of your age, and it really reflects more of a systemic rather than a local process. There's improved survival in people taking zinc. The other thing, in other words, a lack of antioxidants like zinc and selenium, and these are two major factors in proper hormone function. But the antioxidants and lack of selenium and zinc has been associated with aneurysms of arteries leading to fatal bleeding. So we're not just talking about weight loss. I've read dozen different levels that goes beyond weight loss. Selenium's pretty much lacking in all of our soils, and it's almost impossible to find in plant foods. I eat about 4 Brazil nuts every day, but I take a lot of selenium too. And you have to, how many people do we see that have low white blood cell count? You have to get to 200 micrograms just to have the white blood cells begin to replicate.
So you're saying having a low immune system can also, and I know the answer to this, but I'm asking you, a low immune system can keep you from losing weight, right?
Oh, big time. You don't have the energy to pull it off. And I just want you to know this is not just about losing weight. This is about getting healthy. This is about, and I tell people forever, you can be sick as heck and glorify God, but it's a whole lot easier if you feel good.
Yeah, and I think, physically for a woman especially, the two things they want is hair growth and they want weight loss. And
a nap.
And I always tell the women, if you're losing your hair, that's one of the first things the body lets go of when it's sick, because it thinks it doesn't need that. And that would go hand in hand with your low white blood cell count most of the time, right?
Yeah, and gut health and, the zonulin. And, I don't want to get too deep into this because we're going to run out of time. But, you've got to fix the gut in order to lose weight and to detoxify, which Jan will get to in a minute, and I'll explain it.
Yeah, because that was another question I had. In addition to our other hormones that you're looking at, like obviously estrogen, progesterone, and DHEA, people really don't know what DHEA is, but you have to have that hormone in order to make the rest of the hormones. And most of the time that's never checked on your lab.
Because your adrenal glands are blown, and that goes along with cortisol. They're just made in different, cortisol and DHEA is made in different parts of the adrenal glands, but we live in a society that's pretty much chronically fatigued, and when you get super stressed mentally, physically, spiritually, the cortisol goes way up. And then after a while they get fatigued and it goes down. It's harder to get you back once it goes down and goes into full-blown adrenal fatigue, but that's a real thing.
Well, speaking of stress, one of the products we do have for that is something that's called Stress Adapt. Stuff's great. I must take 2 or 3 on a given day. Depends upon what's happening that day. If I'm off work, I don't need as much. But if I'm at work, I'm OCD, so I have to have a little bit more of that so that I can make things work better. What does Stress Adapt do as far as weight loss, or what's in it that helps that?
In Janet's case, Stress Adapt makes it easier for her to live with me and be happy with me.
That is a simple job, sir. Go right ahead.
BS don't stand for bacon sandwich or blood sugar, okay? Belief systems, maybe. Stress Adapt is a conglomeration of all kinds of good stuff, like Relora, and that's patented, and proprietary. It's a special blend of Magnolia officinalis.
Proprietary.
Yeah, thank you. And it's a bark extract, and it's like, oh my God, that is stuff. If you want to get really, really excited, go look up Magnolia bark and all the things that's been traditionally used for. It is like, oh my God, it's not just for cortisol levels and less weight gain, but it is super, super good to give your body what it needs to work with. Then it's got the Sensoril, which is, this is the optimized ashwagandha, and sun-theanine, which is a pure form of L-theanine.
That helps with anxiety.
Yeah, and we've got a jillion young ADD, ADHD patients, and they're not always young, because I have ADD. That's why Janet has to bring me back out of the rabbit holes. Then it's got banana leaf. It just goes on and on and on. And people say, okay, I've taken this for a few months and now my cortisol levels are fine. I said, well, you can get off of it if you want to. They said, oh, heck no, that's a piece of God in a bottle. I'm not getting off of it. And I said, well, you can still take it. It's certainly not going to hurt you. It just helps your body get better and better. So Stress Adapt.
What it does for me after lunch, when you're tired, sometimes you just feel like you need a nap. It's actually maybe stress.
I don't think Jen has taken a nap in the last 20 years, but
maybe that's what's wrong. But it does help with like occasional fatigue. It'll help perk you back up so that you can kind of make it through the day. So
for you guys out there, if your wife's taking it, you're going to be 2 or 3 stages better looking, because she'll say, I have people say, women come in and say, well, I don't know, my husband's nice to me. All of a sudden, it's like, well, you're the one taking the Stress Adapt. That just means you're not as irritable, but I can't say that.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Moving on.
I got in the world of hurt right there.
Back to some of the things you're looking for as far as helping people lose weight. Xenoestrogen toxicity. I love to try to stump the panel over there because I like to see what all he really does know. But I like for him to keep it simple where we understand what he knows, because a lot of things come out beyond my comprehension. So could you explain what that has got to do with losing weight, xenoestrogens?
Well, that's why we talk about fat cell detoxification. One of the reasons why your body's reluctant to shrink that fat cell is because then it's going to squish out these xenoestrogens, which are plastics, plasticizers, phthalates, heavy metals, and it's bad, folks. It is bad. For example, again, I read thousands of at least excerpts from research, and usually I read the whole thing, and I read dozens and dozens of books. For example, our government, our government's beautiful people. They put legislation that the flame retardant PBDE in auto and airplane seats, mattresses, couches, chairs in there to a large degree so that some smoking drunk won't burn himself up, although it may be killing thousands and thousands of people and saving $6 smoking drunks, the levels of this one xenoestrogen is 20 times higher than anybody in Europe, because Europeans, for whatever reason, are smart enough to know that you don't legislate brain damaging toxins into everybody's home. And what that's doing, you hear the word brain damaging? So what's happening, sit back and watch or notice, we're going to have a whole nation of warehouse people. If you don't fix the brain early, we're talking about fat loss. If you don't fix the brain early, Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia are going to snowball, and folks are ending up in extended care and then nursing homes. I just went to my high school reunion. You could tell some of them were, the lights were on and nobody's home. And it's like, we're not that dadgum old, but you can see it. So that's why people say, well, I'm doing everything right, I'm eating right, I don't eat much, but I can't lose fat. Well, you've got to go through that detoxification process, and that's almost always missing in these other weight loss systems.
So what are some of the things that you say you can do to help eliminate or help the fat storage release in the body? What are some ideas you have?
Well, number one, avoid as many of them as you can. Janet and I eat as much organic food as we can, more natural products. We reduce our independence on these items that are sprayed and wrapped in plastic. There's hormone detoxification pathways that incorporate certain nutrients that can help increase liver detoxification, which, to my knowledge, there's only 11 pathways of liver detoxification. But it helps the kidneys and gastrointestinal toxic elimination too.
Does the fiber help absorb any of that?
This fiber absolutely gives a better result than any I've ever seen. And we're talking about xenoestrogens. Have you noticed the men are getting way the heck more feminine, and little girls are popping out breast and menstrual cycle many years before they should? That's the xenoestrogens that's taking over testosterone in a man. And that's why people say, are there any real men left? And it's like, yeah, I know there are some, but testosterone levels have dropped dramatically in America. Just the sperm count has dropped somewhere around 50% in the last very few decades.
Yeah, on lab we actually see the older men with higher testosterone than the younger men.
Absolutely. A lot of the old men, and I'm talking about people 10 or 15 years older than me, they might have 1,000 or 1,200, where the average man my age and younger has 250 to 350. And there's not that much percentage free. So, and what's this got to do with weight loss? Well, I'm a chiropractor, because if you lose weight, you're not going to wear your joints out as fast.
Well, that's actually one of your tests that's on the lab, as well as testosterone on men and women, to see what the free amount is, because the free is how much you have available to use, correct?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that tells how much is bound up. But back to the fiber can help bind with some of this stuff, and the fiber. And again, this works way, way, way better than the old psyllium husk that we used to use.
I think that's what people think, is fiber is going to make them constipated and clog them up. I see it more as a sponge. It's absorbing.
It can stop them up, but that means you have an atonic colon, which means the muscles are just flaccid and they need better nerve supply and need to be exercised. But it helps support the satiety that we talk about, weight control. Glucose metabolism, it stops a lot of the spiking, helps support better cholesterol metabolism, healthy bowel movements, and it's a prebiotic to the intestinal bacteria. Intestinal bacteria have everything to do with how you express and how your genes express in your body.
So the weight loss is really all about what's happening in the gut most of the time.
Yeah, and that's why I read the thing about zinc and selenium. This is not about weight loss. This is about getting healthy and glorifying God, because you feel better.
But the side effect is you lose weight and you feel better. And we can tell you, we are very, very pleased to watch the people that are doing our 90-day, what we call our 90-day boot camp, because they go for the lab work, and then they get to... they get a coach, they get a certified health coach, that talks.
And I just got a huge compliment. We got several at our disposal, but Brandy, that most of you are familiar with that worked here, she does that, and I just got a compliment about how good she was, how sweet she was, even though she added a few exclamation points to what this lady was eating and shouldn't be. She's in love with Brandy and the results that she's getting.
Well, that's because Brandy's really young, and Brandy's up like all hours of the night, and people are messaging her because there's in-app messaging. It's unlimited, and I've had several people say, I just didn't know what to eat. It was midnight, and I wanted that snack so bad, and I wrote Brandy on the app, and Brandy wrote me back and told me to do this instead, and it helped so much. So the hand-holding that goes with the 90-day boot camp, I think, is imperative when you're first getting started with weight loss, because people get frustrated, they quit. What we've seen them do is like, well, I'll try 1 month of this and see how it works. Well, when you start releasing a bunch of these toxins, you don't feel good sometimes. I have people they've gotten constipated, or they've had the other problem. They can't quit going to the bathroom. They start having diarrhea really bad.
And we help you through that. And I've always told Janet, oh, hell no, I don't want to hold anybody's hand. So now we just have Brandy do it because I am not the most patient person. It's like, but it seems like my things in my guts is just craving this. I said, I know I have them too, but now I can let Bluebell ice cream freezer burn in the freezer. I don't care because we've changed the bacteria, which, that's part of the weight loss program.
But Dr. Lewis really does care. He actually talks to you every month and checks on you to see what's going on during it.
I do care. I'm just blunt.
Right. We do the lab. You get personalized packs that are based on your lab findings.
Yeah,
so
it's different for different people,
correct.
Depending on what you need.
Correct. There's actually 22 lab tests in each of the panels for men and women. So we're not just running a couple of panels or your thyroid and going, hey, it's this. Because honestly, it's a huge deal to figure out what's going on. But we make the packets in 30-day supply. They're an AM and PM packet because people say, I'm tired of opening the bottles. I do it for about 3 weeks. I get tired of opening the bottles, or I'm making my wife open the bottles and put them out. So wives, we're saving you.
Yeah, because men, we're lazy. We have our wife trained to do it for us. Oh, sorry, honey.
Yep, they come to you every month, and then we do a follow-up lab at the end of the 90 days to see where you are. That's our 90-day accelerated boot camp. The other thing that we are now offering, really excited about, is taking us some time to get this together between Dr. Lewis with these books over here. I think we have 5 now from him.
Just have one more in my head.
And you wonder why I take Stress Adapt all the time. Anyway, we've come up with some personalized packs because we have some people that go, yeah, I don't want to do lab. I just would kind of like somebody to tell me what to take. I don't want to buy a whole bunch of bottles, but I'd like it easy. So we've named them 30-day easy packs. Catchy, huh?
For you people like me, you're self-starters.
Right. And they're hormone weight loss support packs. And they do have what Dr. Lewis talked about in it. It has the fiber in there. It has the Stress Adapt. It has some DHEA, our Easy Relax that helps calm you.
The specialized probiotic.
It does. It has the glucose support with NC2. The NC2 actually helps take some of the sugar out of the food. That does not mean take it and go eat bad. I have people that do that. It's like, well, you said it was going to take the sugar out. You still have to change what you're having.
You didn't open the gate to let the cows out of the pasture. So, yeah, reel in what you eat.
And then Dr. Lewis talked about the xenoestrogens. We put the DIM detox in there because DIM is like eating a bunch of cruciferous vegetables in high quantities like broccoli. I mean, they'd have to bring truckloads full of it.
Like 60 to 80 pounds.
Yeah, and nobody wants that because it makes you gassy sometimes. So, but we've made it where it doesn't do that, and it actually helps gobble up the bad estrogen, so it helps women get their shape back to the way it was when they were young. Like
helps men with erectile dysfunction. Let's just cut to the chase. Unbinds testosterone, folks.
Right. And on women, it helps, your shirts fit better. If you got the extra thick back and your shirts don't fit like they did, you got xenoestrogens. If you're thick through the middle and your pants don't fit like they did, you got xenoestrogens. So DIM goes in and gobbles that kind of stuff back up. And then we've got, just buy a bottle of something if you want to. So we've opened up some different avenues on how to start getting well, trying to fit. Everybody's got a different plan for their life and their capability of not needing their hand held or they do, whichever way. But it's our new weight loss plan. We're trying to help people do better, eat better. We give them meal plans. We give them grocery lists. We give them everything they need to succeed, and we give them a copy of Dr. Lewis's book so you can read all about it all by yourself. But Dr. Lewis, what else would you like to tell them?
Well, we're famous for labs because we don't like to guess. But what's different about this lab? Well, some of them are the same thing, which are very, very inclusive anyway. But we added uric acid. People say, well, uric acid is about gout. No. You got to lower that uric acid under 5.5, and lower is better, before you can even lose weight. And it's an indicator of inflammation that's present in the body to lay down protective tissue. That helps decrease bone spurs, atherosclerosis, fibrosis, etc. Then there's LDH, lactic acid dehydrogenase, and that's an enzyme that's involved in the catalytic conversion of pyruvates into lactate. And I hope you don't understand all that, because that's my job.
That is why we have you.
Lower levels is usually hypoglycemic. It helps me determine about your pancreatic function and glucose metabolism. How's that for making it much more simple?
Yes, and as Dr. Lewis has come out with these books, many people are like, well, I don't know which one of these lab panels to really pick. I'm kind of overweight. I have a testosterone problem. I have a gut problem. I don't know what to pick. So now we've also incorporated our health survey so that when you fill that out, I have a wonderful computer programmer, and he and Dr. Lewis got together and figured out, well, what panel do you want the patient to have if these things are checked? So if you don't know where to start, go on our website at greenwisdomhealth.com, fill out the health survey. It will recommend a panel. If you have so many things that Dr. Lewis feels like he needs to talk to you first, there will be something at the end of that survey that says, hey, we're going to contact you and work through it because we don't want you buying something that's not right for you. So we've tried to take down every barrier that we can and make it easy for you to get started. But you have any closing words, sir?
Yeah, the reason we do what we do is to help you find something to look forward to, because I read a study the other day that said people who just thought about something that they wanted to accomplish, something that was happy, and in today's society we need more happy and more joy. The people that thought about it increased their endorphin levels by 27%. That means one of the happy hormones, which is another thing we didn't get around to on the podcast, that we increase for weight loss. The other thing is, if you consciously commit an act of kindness, given to friends, given to strangers, it decreases your stress, and the Lord knows we need that, and strongly contributes to enhanced mental health. So the best thing you can do is commit, I'd say 5 acts of kindness over the course of a day, and oh my God, you'll be so happy and uplifted because you've made somebody else's day much better. So as you give that, God will give it back and multiply the good.
And we hope you're enjoying learning about hormones and weight loss. Our next show will be on testosterone health. So if you want to know how to do that, and are having questions about it, make sure you don't miss the next show. And we appreciate you listening to us. We love being a part of your lives, and we love helping you. And we hope you guys have a very blessed week. We'll be here next time on the Green Wisdom Health Show.
Once again, our show has come to an end, but your hope in your health is only beginning. If you or a loved one are in need of a different outcome and are waiting for a brighter future, take the first step and go to our website and fill out the health survey. Please don't keep us a secret. If you know someone that could benefit from this podcast, please share this show with your friends and family. You are only one step away from a life worth living.